going to revive your love for partners in Commander by going over 5 pairings that are actually cool in Commander.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ, joined by Amber this time, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. And I would say there's no better pairing than the Nitpicking Nerds and IntoTheAM, Cherries.
Yes, IntoTheAM is the sponsor of this video, and IntoTheAM is obviously these awesome shirts that you see us wearing today. We have an affiliate link in the description below, so when you use that link to buy the most comfortable shirts in the multiverse, universe, world,
Tri-state
area, yes, I think your local stores are not carrying these.
No.
Because they're only on IntoTheAM.com.
They're too good.
They're way too good for local stores. These are literally the most amazing t-shirts ever. They are both comfortable, because BZ, not a big style person, will just wear the most comfortable shirt he can find. And guess what? He wears IntoTheAM every single day, except for some days, which is not today or most days.
You're not going to really see it. So I would add that if you used our link, you would save like actual money. I'm thinking let's give them 10% off if they use our link.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's 10% off to all of you, and they have awesome designs. Today I am wearing, well, this is Falling Spaceman with blue lines.
This is Happy Campfire.
Happy Campfire, very, very nice name.
We know the names to all these by heart.
Yeah, we do, and we're going to show you some of the awesome designs that you can get.
Because you don't believe us yet.
Yeah, you don't. So the first one you can get, this is Pirate that died that had an anchor dropped into his eye. Very specific name.
We have Astronaut Wheat Barrel. Just a nice down-to-earth astronaut.
I mean, honestly, come on. Astronaut Wheat Barrel, classic.
It's an astronaut you can have a beer with.
Yeah, seriously. We have Mixtape Color Bleed. Come on now.
They even have plain orange tea.
Now this is new. They haven't had plain orange tea in the past.
That's new technology.
That's new technology. Orange is a new color invented by IntoTheAM.
Only IntoTheAM has this fabric technology. We also have Skullsplosion, a nice, clever name that they came up with.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like this one, Steampunk Lion Clock Man.
That's a good one. Now, if you don't get that one, you're missing out.
And this one is actually based on everyone's favorite character, a Johnny from Magic the Gathering.
It's direct reference to him being completed. So if you don't show your support, we'll forgive you, but you won't live not to regret it.
You won't live comfortably anymore.
Ever.
Because once you wear an IntoTheAM shirt,
it's over.
You're as comfortable as you can be.
That's the peak.
You maximize it. So if you're thinking, I want to be as comfortable as I can be, here it is. Here's your chance. Get these shirts with our link.
If you're looking for more hidden ads, there's a Moxfield ad coming up that you're not going to be able to guess. And happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is today. So everybody was talking about the partners forever. They came out. There was a million of them. There's a million combinations. And then Commander Legends came out. It's like, hey, there's a billion combinations now. But come on, whenever you sit down to play against somebody in Commander, they got partners. It's like, this is my Chaos deck. It's Thrasios and Vial Smasher. And you're just like, man, partners are lame. But these 5 partner pairings are actually interesting. They're cool. They're a little out there. And they're going to bring your interest back to partners.
Yeah, exactly. Partners, like you said, when you're just using them for their colors, it's like, oh, man, snooze fest. No, these ones, like you said, they revive your love for partners. All right, let's hop right. Don't laugh at me.
That's what you sound like all the time.
All the time. It's my normal voice. Let's hop right into this. First one, I really like this one. We've talked about this specific combination on the channel before. It's Ikra Shadiki Usurper and Prava the Steel Legion. Ikra Shadiki, when you hit with your creatures, you gain life equal to their butt size.
Butt link.
Yeah, a butt link. Great name, because you smack something with your butt, you gain the life. And then Prava gives all of your tokens +1/+4. This means your tokens all have huge butts. For butt link, this becomes a lifelink tokens deck combining 2 strategies while just working together in a really odd but synergistic way.
Yeah, you've already got 2 like off-the-wall commanders that you don't see played for the text box very often, but now you're also incentivized to go like one of a few different ways. You could try to make Prava give essentially +4/+4 by now saying your creatures deal damage equal to their toughness, and then you got a 7/7 Ikra Shadiki clocking in, and you can't ever be raced because you're gaining life. Or you can focus on life gain because you're gaining so much life. You throw Sanguine Bond in there, Aether Flux Reservoir, or whatever, and now you're killing people out of nowhere. Or you can mix them.
That's what I really, really like about these 2. They combine 2 archetypes into one while still being based on the actual partners. You're not just playing these. It's not like I want to build Abzan tokens. I need
these in play.
Yeah, I want these in play. I want to play these because both of them are going to excel my game plan forward.
I'm building this deck still. It's in the works, and we got Assault Formation in there. We got Doran. I think those are some of the better cards. And then you can go the life gain route, Sanguine Bond, all the lifelink stuff, because you can give your creatures lifelink still, and now they'll gain equal to their power, or toughness if you changed it, and then toughness again.
Yeah, I love it. You get to play all of the payoff and enablers for both tokens and life gain.
The actual card that gets just completely out of hand is True Conviction, double strike lifelink. You should just quit because I'm going to gain too much life.
Yeah, exactly. It does everything you want, especially when you're dealing damage equal to your butts.
These next two were basically intended to be paired together by Wizards when they threw them together in Commander Legends, but I love how they work together so much, and you don't see them that often, is Dargo and his good friend Keskit, who, conveniently, by activating and sacrificing 3 creatures or artifacts, triggers Dargo's, activates Dargo's ability, whatever you want to call it, to then cost single red the first time you cast them. Plus, you're drawing 2 cards with Keskit. This is just an out-of-control sacrifice deck. That does scale with power. You can pretty much make it as strong as you want.
Yeah, I will say that this deck is really just a generic sacrifice deck. But what I really like about it is, like you said, these are meant to go together, and they work together in such a fantastic way without feeling unfair. Now, Dargo can be an unfair card if you build it to be so, because it has combos with Thermopod. It has combos with not Ashnod's Altar, but Phyrexian Altar. And this card is just a broken, busted, over-the-top
You can break it.
Yeah, you can break the card. But that's not what makes them so good. It's the fact that this is just a 7/5 for 1 mana over and over again, who basically has no command attacks and is a sack outlet from the command zone.
Yeah, one of my favorite cards I think would go in this deck is Seize the Spotlight, where you active treason everyone's thing once, unless they give you a treasure and a card, and it basically ends up being 0 mana draw 3.
Yeah,
because they're not. Both of your commanders can kill their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Dargo does it from the command zone.
As a cast ability, yeah.
It's never safe, it's never free, and then Keskit obviously is just the activated ability. What you play in this deck is all the useless stuff, all the prize statues, all of these things that, these useless permanents that come down, do something, your Ichor Wellspring, come down, draw, sacrifice it, draw, get all these advantage out of these, terrible looking cards.
Yeah.
But they actually all work together as to end up casting Dargo and being sacked to Keskit.
Yeah, and as far as scaling the power, yeah, this could be high power. We never said these pairings were jank. I like this one because it's really strong, but it's not the same 6 commanders you see all the time. You're subbing at least, bare minimum. We have Keskit in here doing black things and sacrificing all the artifacts. You can go treasure. You can go generic sack. You can go high power. You can maybe go power matters if you want to lean towards Dargo more.
I also think what's really cool about this is that you can scale this one very easily, because when you avoid the altars to make yourself infinite mana, when you avoid the combos with this card, you end up in a spot where this is just a completely fair deck.
It's actually interesting.
It's one of your more standard type of sacrifice red-black decks, but it's not broken because you can play it anywhere.
Last one, my boy from this deck, Lagomos, Hand of Hatred, brand new. As far as I'm concerned, there's too many sets that come out. Can't keep track. That makes a 2/1, and then if 5 creatures died, you get to go Demonic Tutor. I'm pretty sure 5 creatures are going to die. Keskit and Dargo can wreck your ranks real quick.
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, that's who this card is based on.
Hand of Hatred.
Yes, yeah, he's known for hating.
He's actually the Foot of Hatred. This is a little riff on that.
No, you know my favorite pairing though, from all partners ever, this next one.
Dang.
It is the Nitpicking Nerds and Moxfield.com.
Wow.
Moxfield.com is actually a deck building website, and they sponsor this channel because they're amazing.
And we're amazing.
And we're amazing. We literally work together in sync. We are the most followed account on that whole website. So if you're watching this video right now and thinking, why am I not following the Nitpicking Nerds and Moxfield? Go over there, make an account right now. Pause the video. I don't say that often.
That's fine.
Pause the video and go make yourself a Moxfield account just to follow the Nitpicking Nerds so we can keep being the most followed account. And not only are we the most followed, we want to double up on Rachel Weeks, who's right behind us. Let's double her followers. Come on, people. Let's do it.
And while you're there, why don't you check out the super smooth user interface? Port over one of your decks from Redacted website. It's super easy. You can do it really quickly, and then you can realize how fast you can sort everything. And sooner or later, you're addicted to Moxfield, and you're there every day.
And you're building a new deck every single day, just like BZ. He can't stop. He's literally addicted to deck building.
Let's give him some more deck building ideas.
Yes, let's do it. What's next, BZ?
Oh, we got Slurk, all ingesting. No one expected me to say this commander. It's 6 mana, enters with some counters, and it gives counters to things with counters when things with counters die. And we also have Rayhan, who enters with counters, and then when creatures with counters die, you get to move the counters onto creatures.
And also, Slurk is the same thing, because Slurk also enters for counters instead of having actual power toughness.
They are 0/0s.
Making them both super interactive together.
Very similar.
These two together, you can go critical mass combo with these two.
If you want.
Because once both of them are on board, if you have some combination of a sack outlet and a way for creatures to enter with counters, suddenly you're just going completely infinite with Slurk.
Yeah, you throw in a Herd Bailoff, it's over. There's just too much stuff going on. You're gonna be like laundering power and toughness with this deck continuously. Rayhan can put him on new things if you're sacrificing old things with counters, and then now that the new things have counters, Slurk can add more counters when you sack other things with counters. It gets out of hand. And obviously, what are some of the best cards?
Well, I think my favorite one, not even close for this deck, is going to be Rampant Rejuvenator. You're already going to want sack outlets to trigger Rayhan at will, to trigger Slurk at will. I mean, just in combat alone, think of if you have like 5-6 creatures, you send them all in, they can't block them all. You can just basically put all of the counters into one creature and just KO somebody.
Yeah, and then it becomes sack my whole board, take an extra turn because I just got 15 lands.
So Rampant Rejuvenator gets out of control so quick, you control it, and we're in a 2-color deck. We're green-black, meaning we get to like maximize on those basic lands. You can have 10 plus easily in this deck, so you can really just get Rampant Rejuvenator to a point that's like 4 mana, get as many lands as you want.
Yeah, and you're packing Hardened Scales. You're packing Renata, Called to the Hunt. She's extra good, especially if you're trying to tune up the power, because you do have a 6 mana 5/5 pseudo vanilla that needs work in your command zone. So you're gonna need a little something to push over the edge. And Bloodspore Thrynax, now that's a banger.
It's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck because it is both a sack outlet, lets you devour some of your creatures to have this thing, and then as your creatures enter, they enter with counters, which is perfect for what we're trying to do. This thing just like fits right into our strategy. All right, if I had to put one on here that people would never guess, no matter how many guesses we give them, this one would be the one I would put my money on. It is Ghost of Ramirez DiPietro, who is a 2/3 that when he hits, so you pick a card that was discarded or milled over and you put it into its owner's hand. Let's choose us, but there is political value. You can give somebody back something like a board wipe that got milled or something that everybody needs. And also, we have paired with him Bruce Tyrrell, and yes, Bruce Tyrrell did say that. For all you loyal Nitpicking Nerds fans who have seen every single video, you know what that's from. Comment below to tell me what it's from.
Yeah, Bruce Tyrrell said that.
Bruce Tyrrell did say that, and he gives double strike and lifelink, meaning
no-brainer.
That our Ramirez DiPietro, who actually can't be blocked with by creatures with 3 or more toughness, is going to get through and get 2 triggers to return 2 things.
Yeah, so the biggest thing we can do, we can cycle and we can loot and we can smack face. He has some evasion. We can obviously just play better cards and give him evasion. These two work really well together when you're just like, all right, cycle a land, okay? And it comes back to my hand, and I'll cycle it, and it comes back to my hand again.
Yeah, exactly. You can keep doing stuff like that. And on the same note, you can also play some self-mill. Just, you don't know exactly what you're going to really get back, but you can mill yourself over, and then you can put lots of things in your deck, like your Snapcaster Mages, and ways to play things out of your graveyard so that you're taking advantage of both. Once you mill, Ramirez will take advantage of it, and you'll have cards with flashback, jumpstart, all of these type of abilities too.
If you want to go reel in on Ramirez, if you want to be loyal to Ramirez, there's some weird cards you can play that buff the opposing creature's toughnesses, so he's harder to block. Orzhov Advocist distributes counters if they want, and then you gain protection, so it's like some political value. But if they take it, that's great, but they can't block Ramirez basically forever. And then Noble Heritage, which is even better because it triggers when both of them enter, and they both have the ability on your upkeep. You start throwing around counters, and you're not just stopped from being attacked like with the Advocist. You just gain protection from them. And then also if they take the deal, now they probably have 3 more toughness and they can't block Ramirez.
Yeah, and I absolutely hate, partners weren't good enough. They get the advantage that BZ just said where they both gain this ability. How silly is that? Like, partners are already great. Did they need to be better?
They did. Agitator Ant, the worst version of this, but hey, it's a thing.
Yeah, and we're gonna be hitting with double strike, so we're gonna want Sword of Blank and Blank. You want to avoid the ones that protection from red and protection from white, but we'll take any other combination of these, and there's obviously a ton of them. So
green black all day. Let's go.
Green black all day. Let's get in. We don't want red. We don't want white because we do want Bruce Tyrrell to still give double strike to Ramirez.
Yeah, we can throw Feast of Famine. We hit with double strike, and then it's like, okay, get back my expensive card. It's an instant. Cast it, untap my lands, get back the same card and cast it again.
Get back your Decree of Justice, use all of your mana on a cycle, make a ton of tokens, and then get back, Decree of Justice again, because why not? We can do that.
We can just do that with this deck. Super weird. Jeskai, Ghost, combat damage.
Yeah. Self-mill, cycling, looting. Is that not a normal combination of things you're going to be doing, but this deck wants to do them all.
This next commander pairing, it's weird. It's going to sound a little vanilla. We got Ishai, Ojutai Dragon Speaker, gets bigger when your opponents cast spells, and then Crom, Ludovic's Opus, who gets you cards when your opponents cast spells. Crom, very generic. Ishai, I would say, is borderline, but this deck is actually cares about those text boxes a lot.
Exactly. So yeah, what we're focused on is getting our opponents to cast extra spells. We want them to cast spells. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna help them. We're gonna play things like Helm of Awakening to make all spells cost 1 less. Arcane Melee, make those instants and sorceries cost 1 less. And everybody's favorite cost reducer, Urza's Filter, which he uses in his Britta.
Arcane Melee reduces by 2. We also have Mengar's Diplomat. Let's double up on the Crom effect. We're not just playing them because they're good. We'll take the cards. We need cards. We got a giant beater. We can protect it however we want. Let's give out some resources just a little bit. Make them easier to play. I kind of like the idea of not even necessarily giving out cards, but just giving mana.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically letting people use mana. There's also the Council of the Four. If they cast their second spell, you get a 2/2. This is also useful. And if you're casting extra cards, they're probably drawing extra cards, so that's going to be triggering us. Sunscourge Regent is just another version of Ishai, except for it gains a little bit of life.
Yeah, how can we be boring when we're playing bad 5-mana Ishai? Come on.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. We're also playing Monologue Tax. When they cast a second spell, get a treasure. And my favorite one, I really like Mind's Dilation, because what they're going to try and do with this deck, because they don't want you to draw with Crown, is they're going to try and avoid double spelling on their turn. And when they avoid double spelling on their turn, now they're going to trigger Mind's Dilation on their turn, and they're going to pass, and that instant is going to trigger Mind's Dilation. So it puts them in this weird spot where it's like, do I want to trigger Mind's Dilation twice, or do I want to let them draw a card with Crown?
Yeah, and then you've got Ishai flying over the whole thing. Like, thanks for casting all those spells and doing all this work. Crown took the fall, take 21.
Yeah, exactly. You need to answer Ishai. This card just kind of gets really big really fast, and if you present Double Strike, which is totally reasonable to play in this deck, suddenly you're one-shot dead because people played the game and cast 10 spells. Wow.
Thanks. We made you play the game harder.
Yeah, exactly. We forced
Appreciate
you to play the game to the point that we're just winning. And plus, our deck is going to take advantage of all these cost reducers. Don't think that our deck is built in some terrible way that's not going to use them. We're going to take advantage. We're going to do strong things with these cost reducers as well.
The one thing we don't want to reduce is your attention span. So guess what? We just gave you a new video served up specifically for you that I think you'll like a lot. You should watch it. It's deck ideas for yourself. You've already got these 5. How about some more?
There's actually lots of things we don't want to reduce, but I'm not going to do it. Peace out, Tribe Scouts.